Wow. How about those tunes, right? Like on a little beach. Feel like I'm sipping instead of coffee, maybe a little coconut drink. That's a vibe. That's a vibe we're going for on this Friday morning. Listen, chat's already bumping. We love this. Look at you guys getting here early, hanging out, morning community. Again, this is East Coast morning, but for some of y'all international fans that we got in here, I hope you're enjoying the day, afternoon, evening. Umbrella drinks. Tony says love the music. Yeah, exactly. A lot of coconut drinks here. Shout out Rock and or Roll Kevin for putting together some of that music. We love that stuff. Dominique's here. Finally woke up for a live show. We'd love to see that. Listen, we got some stuff to talk about today. There was 11 freaking games last night, which too many games in one night. Some might say, if you're a daily fantasy person, 11 games, that's too much information to comb through to try to make any reasonable decisions. So I stayed up too late. Somehow the voice isn't shredded, but we stayed up too late watching some games, watching my man D Book. So we're going to talk about some of the dudes from last night that we should probably pay attention to. And Daniel D has been on it in the chat this morning from early on. Wow. I got to tell you, I feel like I was collecting W's early on in the morning marketplace, right? Doing a lot of victory laps. We were feeling very good about ourselves. And then someone in the chat was like, what do we think about Kevin Porter Jr.? And I'm like, is that dude even in the league anymore? He was called up from the G League last night. And let's just say Kevin Porter Jr. in the league. Kevin Porter Jr. is in the league. Got called up from Houston. John Wall sat last night. And I guess the Rockets in the G League have been playing Porter Jr. as a point guard. So with Wall out, Porter Jr. first dude off the bench. I'm going to pull up his stat line real quick. He played just under 30 minutes, 13 points, 10 boards, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, a block. I'm sorry, 13 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, a block. Went 5 for 11 from the field. 1 for 5 from 3, not great. But yeah, let's just remind ourselves about that big old L we took. So I'm going to pull up some Kevin Porter Jr. I'm going to pull up his moment. We'll look at that, look at the price and stuff like that, and then pay attention to see like maybe on Monday where that looks like. If this is your first time joining, welcome. What we do is we review some of the action from the night before, kind of see like what looks undervalued. Do we think those prices are going to move over the weekend? And then because it's Friday, we might do some account reviews too. So if this is your first time joining, thanks for being here. Feel free. There's 50 or so people in here right now. If you guys can do me a favor, and I won't do this a lot to be annoying, just like hit the like on the stream. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Because if you hit the like, it gets to a bunch of other people. And we like that. If I'm going to get up early and do this, let's get more people here. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's take a look at my man KPJ, who is in fact in the league. Let's look at what Kevin Porter Jr. is doing. All right. So he's only got that one moment out here so far. His series 1 out of 4,000 at 734. His rookie debut at 3,600. His throwdown 2,750, and his metallic gold 8K. Now, and only 4 listings too on that. And I actually was surprised by this when and I don't know if it's because the dunk is so cool, but when I remember seeing this a couple weeks ago and being like, why is this so expensive? That's a big time dunk. Because I know he's had some off the court issues, and I was just like, I don't know if this dude's gonna make it, but I was wrong. This is a nice dunk. And then with Houston just going straight into the tank, right? They're not trying to win games anymore, because I think their first round, if it's anything but picks 1 through 3, or maybe it's 1 through 4, they lose their pick. So they're gonna try losing all their damn games, all of them. So if that's the case, you got to think John Wall's done playing back-to-backs. Oladipo's done playing back-to-backs, especially if they're trying to move Oladipo. So you're telling me Kevin Porter Jr. is going to play the backup point guard? Now, I know it doesn't feel like it's a deal on these moments, right? These are probably appropriately priced, but I bet we see a couple more flashy things from KPJ, and that's going to go up. Also, do people call him KPJ? Is that a thing that I just decided to start doing? So anyways, something to keep a look at. Yeah, something to pay attention to. How about Jeremy Grant last night? Yeah, Jeremy Grant put up some numbers, right? What was he in a losing effort? You know what? We're not talking about Jeremy Grant before we talk about my man on the winning side of that game. The winning side of that game with 20 points and 9 rebounds, PJ Washington, up to 315 right now. Only 131 listings. But PJ, we love PJ Washington. He had a nice little game last night. Let's pull up Jeremy Grant too. I won't talk too long about PJ Washington because we do that every day, right? So Jeremy Grant's stat line last night, let's pull that up real quickly. And so they lost by 3. And he went, wow, 32, 8, and 4. Jeremy Grant does seem a little underpriced here, right? So he's got a lot of moments. So he's got a couple Series 1 moments. You got that Series 2 hollow. He's got his Western Conference Finals. So 3, that's his metallic gold. So this is his first moment on the site right here, is going for 450. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this one. So 450 for Series 1. I mean, do we think Jeremy Grant's future All-Star? Do we think so? I mean, if we think so, that's pretty good at Series 1. First moment on the sites with his old team. I think one of the things we're battling with Jeremy Grant is that he's playing with Detroit. And Detroit's going to be in rebuild mode, the good news for Jeremy Grant owners is that he's going to be putting up like 25 points a game. The bad news is nobody's going to be watching those games, and it's going to be on 18 win teams. Wow, that felt like a tongue twister. But yeah, so that's it's kind of like owning an Orlando Magic or a Sacramento King that's not Halliburton. You're playing for nobody. So that's one of the tricky things. Although there were some rumors that Grant might get moved at the deadline, but I don't see that happening, right? I think one of the nice things the Pistons are doing is, even though they're like clearly trying to build for the future, they're losing competitive games, and Jeremy Grant helps them lose competitive games. So I like the Grant call. Last time, yeah, Alex says, last time I'll say it, last chance to get PJ for less than 350. It looks like that 315 moment is the last one in that range, and then it's going to be going up. So there we go. Oh, Jimmy Jam. All right. No, I promise we're going to do Rising Stars and Seeing Stars in a few more minutes. I want to get through I want to stay focused, laser focused now that we have games. All right. Back to victory lap time. I want to go back to this dude. All right. Top Shot disrespects big men, and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Series 2, 205 makes sense. Another Series 2 out of 15,000, 63 makes sense. Or actually, still too cheap. These are too cheap. His Cool Cat's still 479 because it's out of the first one where it's out of 5,000, right? Series 1. Okay, I will say his Series 1 moment has gone up since we've talked about it. Because I want to say it was sub 1,000 the first time we talked about it. So it's gone up. This is 1,400 with a big-time block. Who is that on? Who is that block on? Oh, Rui? Cool Cat against Cool Cat crime over there. Yeah, I think Booker, all of the Phoenix Suns, to be honest, is still underpriced. He put up a big stat line last night against the Blazers, and they won 127, 121. He had 35 points, 8 assists, 5 boards. DeAndre Ayton didn't really show up, but how many people know that the Suns are in second place right now? Suns are in second place. And only 2 games behind the Jazz. 2 games behind the Jazz for the 1 seed. They're ahead of the Clippers and the Lakers. I mean, who knows if that's going to stay there? But that's been happening without Booker playing like the lights out way that he normally does. Like, he's still figuring out that rotation with Chris Paul and like how he's working off ball a little bit more. And Chris Paul likes to slow things down. He likes to dribble the shit out of that. But Devin Booker still seems pretty undervalued. I would say all of them. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, those dudes could go on a run, right? Those dudes could go on a real run. So I think Devin Booker still underrated. I like Devin Booker. All right, what else we got in the chat? Hold on, we get a cough coming. That's how much I care about you guys. Quick mute for the cough. Shout out to the chat for being here. A lot of people in here. We love to see it. A lot of Jeremy Grant talking there. So we like it. Who else? The Thunder. Oh, no. Before we get to the Thunder, let's talk about the first man LG Doucette's dude, Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher, monster night last night. So like all of the Raptors numbers kind of have to be not a grain of salt, but like have to be viewed in the lens that they're missing like 10 dudes right now, right? They are missing everybody from like COVID protocols. Nick Nurse was talking about it last night. But somehow, and they almost beat the Hawks last night. Like the Hawks are celebrating a Tony Snell 3 to win that game. Like, dude, you beat 6 dudes. They don't have anybody. But Chris Boucher had a big night. I think it was like 29-9. They're finally playing him, hopefully continuing to play him like 30 plus minutes. Raptors are always frisky. I don't think they're making a deep playoff run, especially when they move Lowry, but they're still frisky. All that to say, Boucher, his first moment on the site is now up to $48, so it's creeping up a little bit higher. But that's out of $12,000 for his first moment. It's a kind of a nice block. I forget who it's against. It was on Bagley. Yeah, that's a good block. I like this block. So Chris Boucher, just someone to keep an eye out, right? 48. That 35,000 is 30 because everyone thinks it's a Cool Cat Award card. Yeah, good point. Good point. Ruben says, I don't think the Suns will hold the second place, but they are an interesting team. Yeah, I don't know if they hold second either, right? It depends what the Clippers and Lakers do and if Denver makes any moves at the deadline. But they might finish anywhere between 1 through 5, but I'm not like thrilled to get them in a playoff matchup. Because they still like, I don't know. I feel like the Suns could make a move to upgrade that Kaminsky spot. But anyways. So, yeah, Boucher, someone to keep an eye on. And then, the Thunder, man, the Thunder just keeps doing stuff. Shea put up 30-plus points again last night. And he's still, like, his Series 2 out of 15,000, only $40. His Series 1 is under 400. And then his first moment on the site, this handles, is just under 1,000, which, again, I mean, I understand, like, you're probably, it's such a nice finish. I understand you're probably not, like, thrilled to spend $1,000. So like, that's not what you want to do. But if you're like, okay, I have $1,000 and I want to get one very good moment. Shea's first moment on the site, this dude is going to be a superstar. Like he's going to be a multi-all-star, especially with the Thunder, the way they're rebuilding. Like they're going to continue to bring in talent. I really like that. Also for you Rising Stars holders, Theo Maledon, he had like 11-9 last night. He looked all right. So I understand why people are sleeping on the Thunder because similarly to Detroit, no one's watching Thunder games unless they happen to be playing the Lakers or something. And even then, that's a league pass game. That's not a national television game. So I agree, Ruben. 1K is a lot of money. But if like that is what your bankroll was looking at, but if not, you saw his Series 2 moments, right? His Series 2, I mean, to get that for $40, you're going to get a multi-all-star, which isn't terrible, right? Isn't terrible if you're trying to spend around that money to get that. Oh, Daniel D says Rashawn Holmes had a nice night. Is he on the site yet? I do like Rashawn Holmes. I don't know if Rashawn Holmes is a winning basketball player, but I really like him for fantasy purposes. Holmes isn't on the site. That would be a fun one. Again, he's got Kings problems. The fact that he's on the Kings. But if you guys had anybody that stood out last night who had like a good night that you're like, oh, let's see what his price is. And then we can check again on Monday to see if that's gone up or gone down. Definitely interested in looking at some of those guys because I don't know how much the market does react to recent performances. The only one I can think about was like that Anthony Edwards dunk where everyone freaked out. We're like, oh my God. But I do think there is some value in like paying attention to what's happening night to night. Like the Devin Booker one, I understand he's getting a little bit pricier, but man, he's still like very, very good and underrated. All right, I'm seeing some Buddy love. Let's look at Buddy. What was Buddy's stat line last night? I'm gonna be honest. I kind of slept on that Kings game a little bit. What was Buddy's stat line last night? Yeah, I only paid attention to the box score with Kevin Porter Jr. Buddy went 26-7 last night. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Buddy's interesting too because is Buddy going to be on the Kings after the break? Do we think? I mean, after the trade deadline, because Buddy and Harrison Barnes being rumored in a ton of shit. So are one of them going to move? All right, let's pull up Buddy. 156 for his Series 1. Is that his first moment too? Jeez, 156 for his first moment on the site. I mean, dude, if he gets traded, say like the Nuggets make a package for him. Now all of a sudden he's just sharp shooting on Jokic dimes. I don't know. That could be fun. I like Buddy. I think Buddy's going to go to a playoff contender. I think so. I think the Kings going to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, "Hey, we're not making a run with this squad. Let's move Buddy so we can let Halliburton and Fox cook." I like the Buddy call. Great call, Jimmy. RJ Barrett, dude, he also seems like an underpriced young dude on this site. And maybe it's caught up a little bit. So his Rising Stars 666. Shout out Satan. $11 for his 35,000. Series 2 out of 15,000 under 40. And then where's his Series 1 at? That's his. Oh, right here. 842. Is that his first moment too? That's his first moment. So 842 for his first moment on the site. And that would also triple badge, right? Because that's his rookie season. So I like that. Yeah, that Series 1 is a steal. I like that. Oh, Daniel D, we do talk about Norman Powell on this site. He's another one. And listen, we were talking about this, right? If we saw it last night with Van Fleet out, if Van Fleet or Lowry are out, Norman Powell's usage goes through the moon. Like he just starts getting buckets. He's getting the green light to go score because they need someone to score. So last night we saw it with Lowry out, but with Lowry pretty much sounds like he's gone, right? He looks like he's going to Philly or something. So if that happens, dude, Norman Powell's Series 1, his first moment on the site is still under 200. It's 190. I think it's gone up $10 since we've looked at it. Or maybe it's gone down 10. I can't remember if it was over 200. But if you're like, $200, a reasonable amount of money to spend, and you're like, I want a Series 1, it's not like he's super young or anything, but he's going to go from like a third or fourth option on the team to like the guy behind Van Fleet. I mean, I guess Siakam's still there, but like a true scorer, right? All right. I love it. Love the Norman Powell. All right. Good call. Honestly, you guys are monsters. A lot of Aldridge garbage in here. Oh, God. Aldridge. There's another comment. Yeah, Aldridge. You guys are sick. Listen, I'm going to pull him up. But I said this yesterday. I probably said it before. Sure, he might go to a playoff team, but what is he going to do? Like, who needs a slow big? There was a stat line, or not a stat line. There was I forget. I think it was the Hoop Collective podcast. They said that with LaMarcus Aldridge off the floor, the Spurs have been +9, and with him on the floor, it was like minus something. So like the Spurs are just straight out better without him. And you're saying, and the Spurs are currently in playoff contention. So like he's on a playoff team right now, and they're going to move him to another team that's not a playoff team. I mean, that's a playoff team. Like seriously, what team does he go to that he benefits? I mean, I guess here's fun. Would you rather play Frank Kaminsky or LaMarcus Aldridge in that spot for the Suns? Right? I mean, Kaminsky. Oh, I would pay so much money to watch Kaminsky and LaMarcus race, just like race. I bet Kaminsky's faster. Ruben, Aldridge is that bad, dude. In this NBA, Aldridge or Blake, who do you want? All right, hold on. Okay, now I'm done yelling. So, yeah, his $23 for his 15,000. Listen, I'm not giving any advice on LMA. LMAO, okay? If you want him, go for him. Not Mike approved. Last night, let's see. Yeah, DeJounte Murray has had a couple of bad nights in a row, and his price hasn't gone up in a while. 210 for a Series 1 first moment on the site. I'm still high on DeJounte Murray, but he's letting us down right now. Every team could use a scoring big off the bench. Would really help the Heat bench. I'd rather play Kelly Olynyk over him. I'd rather play Precious Achiuwa over LaMarcus. LaMarcus is so slow. Who's he going to cover? Oh, man. I'm out on LaMarcus. I would take Blake over LaMarcus. They can race. Let's have them race. All right. I'm sorry. I'm getting upset. Here we go. Patrick says, how long do NBA players usually get as prospects before people start perceiving them on what they're actually delivering? Seems a far bit longer than football. Does it all vary by position? Yeah, I think that's a great question. right? Because in football, it happens pretty quickly, right? I'm thinking of Corey Coleman, for example, as a wide receiver, where he makes a couple plays his first season, everyone's very excited, and then 2 years later, he's out of the league. I think they get a little bit more leeway. I feel like what's their rookie contract? Usually like 3 or 4 years. I feel like they get that time to breathe. And I think it's all team dependent too. I think if they're on a good team, they can kind of be hidden for a little bit. However, on the flip side of that, like you look at the Celtics right now and Aaron Nesmith, it feels like everybody's out on Aaron Nesmith already. And it's been not even a year. It's been a half a season and and maybe because he's getting outplayed by rookies that were picked after him by like Peyton Pritchard. But yeah, it does seem like it's a little bit longer, but I do think it's team dependent. Because on bad teams, sometimes you get to see your rookies just get trotted out there because it's like, who cares? We're going to lose, so let's get them reps. And then on good teams, they kind of get hidden. So that's a good question. I'm trying to think of an example of someone that didn't really do much their first like 2 years in the league and then all of a sudden popped. If anyone's got a good example of that in the chat, would love to hear it. Would love to hear it. That's a good question, though. Good question. Mediocre answer. Oh, God. Here we go, Vic. This is what I'm talking about. Kevin Looney over Aldridge. All right. This now I feel like we have hit the line. This is as far as we can go. Virtual Card Show says all-star selections are all that matter in the NBA. Yeah, I guess. Oh man, LaMarcus Aldridge in the Heat culture. Is that what we want to see? All right, we covered. If you have more dudes from last night who had a nice performance that you want us to take a look at, continue to put those in the chat. I'm gonna pull up the Seeing Stars right now. We're gonna get into that. I know there were some calls for that to see where it's gone over the last day or so. It was funny when we looked at it yesterday. It feels like that was the height of it, and then since we've looked at it. Remember, I was like kicking myself for selling the Ben Simmons at 220, and now it's dipped again. So the marketplace got excited for 45 minutes and then chilled out again. Because 200 was we'll call it the Mendoza line. And when we first looked at it a few days ago, nothing was over 200 except for like two dudes. Then we looked at it yesterday, everyone was over 200 except for like Vooch. And now you're seeing Simmons dip, George dip, Randall at 150, Levine 185, Zion Truther. Also, I want to go back to Patrick's comment yesterday about like comparing Edwards to Zion. And I remember saying something about, well, they're on the Timberwolves and the Timberwolves suck. So like, are we really going to see Edwards in a competitive team? Well, the Timberwolves beat the shit out of the Pelicans last night. So everything I said, throw out the window because you could say the same thing for Zion that we said for Edwards is that the Pelicans are trash, man. I don't know what Stan Van Gundy's doing. I don't know how you lose by 30 to that team. But anyways, Tatum's under 2. Curry's still at 580. Harden's still holding at 312. It's interesting which ones continue to hold, especially because Harden seems usually underpriced on this site. Jaylen Brown under 2, Sabonis under 180. Dame was at 300 yesterday, now down at 260. Donovan Mitchell under 2. Luka's still holding at 7. But it's making this contest a little bit more, the challenge is a little bit more affordable. Jokic again disrespected 235. Has anyone gone after the challenge? Like, did anybody go after that yesterday? Wiseman had 14 and 1 quarter. Wow. All right, let's see. Yeah, and Wiseman also got benched, right? He didn't start the game because he missed his COVID test. Is that right? Like, don't you guys? It's All-Star break. You had one job, was to get a COVID test before you came back. Come on, Wiseman. Yeah. Wow. He only played 12 minutes, 14.7 boards. I love Wiseman. I do love Wiseman quite a bit. I feel like he's appropriately priced on this site, though. Dude, this is the most relatable comment right here. A buyer's market, but I'm already too invested. It is very hard not to just drop bags. Drop bags. Space says, don't you think Seeing Stars and Rising Stars might peak again? Still many days to complete the challenge and new people signing up. Yeah, I saw that they had new people signing up for like 3 minutes, and they were like, the demand's too high. We shut it back down. I do think I think once the Seeing Stars Challenge for LeBron is officially announced, and same thing for Zion and the Rising Stars, I do think we'll see the prices go back up a little bit. We'll go back up a little bit. NDK, good morning. I'm working towards the Seeing Stars Challenge. I need a couple more pieces. I'm not sure what I should sell. Could you take a look and suggest what you would? All right, listen, we said it's Friday, so we can do some account reviews. Again, this isn't financial advice as I tell you what to sell and what to hold. You do this on your own. So what is it? NDK1M. NDK1M. Here we go. All right. Oh, that Vince Carter at 5. You got that at 500. What a sick grab. That's one. We talked about this with Dustin a few times because he snagged it at like 400. And man, I sat on my hands way too long with that. So it's a great grab with the Vince Carter. Also, speaking of Dustin and Dunbar, we'll be live tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I believe, doing our normal live stream show. So come hang out tonight. We'll do a bunch of giveaways and all that fun stuff. So check that out. Follow us on Twitter at Top Shot Takes for all that info. All right, so you're looking for a couple more pieces for the Seeing Stars Challenge, huh? I mean, obviously, the Colin Sexton, Metallic Gold, Series 1. Man, we're doing all right over here, huh? It's so hard for me to think about selling stuff. Is there anything, NDK, is there anything that you're thinking about moving? Like if you're narrowing it down, stuff that you're trying to move? Also, you should say, what Seeing Stars Challenge are you trying to get towards? I'm seeing the Dame, so is this for the LeBron? Ooh. I mean, I'm usually not a fan of moving Series 1 stuff, but Dante DiVincenzo sticks out a little bit. Although, I mean, that's if you need to move something. I guess DiVincenzo seems like you could get something for him. Yeah, I don't like moving Series 1 stuff, though. That's the thing. But it seems like that's what you'd have to do, right? So, yeah, I think if I had to, I'm not really a fan of DiVincenzo or honestly Mo Bamba either. Like, I mean, unless Mo Bamba gets traded or something like that, I think that's where I'd lean. Feel free to tell me I'm an idiot in the chat on that one. Ooh, Jimmy Jam, you trying to get rid of your Nikhil Walker Rising Star? Is that what's happening here? All right, what is the Zion you were talking about? All right, so right now in the Rising Stars Challenge, right, there's if you collect half of the moments, you get an Anthony Edwards. What we're going to find out once that challenge is over, if you collect the other half of the moments, you get a Zion. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah, so the info, Giro, the info did come out last Saturday. We should be getting it this weekend. It should be this weekend. Oh, yeah, going back to the Vince Carter, too. Let's just look at it some more. Let's look at that. Let's look at that page 1 some more. That Vince Carter is nice. Fell under 3K. I mean, that feels like it's still going to go up. That's one of my favorite moments on the site. It's a great get. All right, let's pull up. We'll pull up another one. Feel free. Keep firing those questions, too, in there if you got them as we look at a few more. Jimmy Butler did have a really good DK last night. So let's look at Jimmy Butler before we take a look at another one. Jimmy Butler quietly putting up, I think because he missed so many games early on, everyone forgot like how good he was in the finals. So let's look. His Series 2 moment out of 15,000, only $30. Man. Wow. Only 30 for that. Let's see what else we got here. Metallic Gold Series 2, just barely over 1,000. I know we talked about that with Patrick earlier this week about the Metallic Gold Series 2s. That feels too cheap. I love this running back, just seeing young Jimmy. His Series 1 Metallic Gold 3K. His Series 1, is that his own? No, that's not his first moment. Where's his first moment, Series 1? 710. That still feels like it should be over $1,000 for Series 1. Good call on Jimmy Butler. Perth says, just completed the Seeing Stars Challenge. KD still could sell when the market goes up and buy more Series 1. What are your thoughts? I mean, I like buying Series 1. I think if you've already completed the challenge, though, you let it rip, right? If you already completed the challenge, go get that challenge. All right. Patrick, what player do you think is the most to gain on Top Shot from an NBA title, assuming real? Ooh, that's good. I think so. While we have Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler is one of them because I think he's probably a borderline Hall of Famer anyways right now. And with a couple years left, I'm sure he gets in there. But with a title, especially now as the best player on the team, like if the Heat somehow pulled it off, I think that vaults him into a whole nother category. I think if the Suns figured it out, Chris Paul is another one because Chris Paul's one of those dudes, right, where I put him in a category with a few other guys where it's like we already know, like he's kind of at his ceiling, right? We know once he retired, like there's nothing Chris Paul is going to do outside of, I don't know, killing somebody, right? That's going to hurt his value. We already know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to go down as one of the best point guards of all time. But all of a sudden, but he's in that like Charles Barkley category where it's like, oh, he never won a title. If somehow the Suns pull that off, all of a sudden that really vaults Chris Paul into another level. So I like that. That's another good one. I'm trying to think of who else is out there. I think the Sixers too. Is it like if you all of a sudden gave Joel Embiid? I mean, he's still got like a ton of room to grow. But if you give Embiid a title, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Dan Allen says CP3 with the title. I think Chris Paul is probably number one. Chris Paul and Jimmy Butler, I think, are my two favorites. That's a good question. Dan says Harrison Barnes is buying up D Rose gift. He owns like 5 or 6. No, I don't think he knows something. Maybe he's just boys with Derrick Rose. Oh, yeah, this is a good call, too. I don't know how I missed this one. James Harden. Although, I don't know. Do we disrespect this title the same way we disrespected Durant when he got his with the Warriors? Right? Because it's no different. It's no different. I also, man, I gotta shake my Harden hate. Sargon says, I've been holding the 3-pointer LeBron, but seeing his price drop recently has made me a little nervous. Do I sell now, or am I overreacting? I'm holding LeBron. I'm holding anything LeBron. I mean, I get why you'd move it if you're like, oh, I want that money to reinvest in something else. But, I mean, it's LeBron. It's LeBron. Top 3 rookies this year. Edwards went off yesterday and Wiseman barely played, but had a good game with short minutes. Right, so we were talking about this a little bit earlier, where Edwards is going to be allowed to play 30 minutes a game, especially with D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns just like not playing regularly. So Edwards is going to play 30 minutes on a bad team that scores a lot of points. So his stat line is always going to look pretty good. He's also going to have big dunks. There's no Draymond Green yelling at Anthony Edwards or the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? Where Wiseman is playing on a competitive team, trying to make the playoffs. They're not like mailing it in this year. So Wiseman, his minutes are going to be more limited. And last night was different. He missed his COVID test and Steve Kerr is like, come on, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I think I'm not saying Edwards is bad or anything like that. He's going to have more room to get stats. So let's say 4, let's pick 4 rookies because it's easier to include Edwards. I mean, it's LaMelo, it's Halliburton, it's Wiseman, and it's Edwards. It's those 4. I'm keeping Wiseman in there. I know there's going to be some Emmanuel Quickley talking. Emmanuel Quickley's nice, but I'm not taking Emmanuel Quickley before those 4 dudes. Going back to that conversation, yeah, Giannis. I forgot Giannis. Giannis, absolutely. I feel like that title would be more for Coach Budenholzer than it would be for Giannis because we all just believe that he can't win in the playoffs. So, but Giannis absolutely would be a good one. Yeah, let's actually pull up some of Giannis's. I agree. I think everybody's just been like, hey, you keep failing in the playoffs after winning 100 and whatever games. We're not falling for it anymore. But sub 200 out of 7,500 is nuts. That's way too cheap. That is way too cheap. And when's his first moment on the site? Which, God, he's got so many moments. That's the other thing with the Giannis price, though. Because he has so many moments, I think that does like bring him down a little bit. Even his series 1, oh, that's okay. $5,500. But like, look how many moments Giannis has. He's gonna have the most on the site, right? So I think that's part of the reason why we see some of the low pricing. But wow, Seeing Stars did get over 400. But man, yeah, if you're like, hey, I want a superstar, sub 200 for out of 7,500 LE is really good. But I like the Giannis title. All right, this is fun. I'll do this. What's the best buy for 1,400? Whoa. I like doing this every once in a while for different price points because that's fun. And I know, again, this isn't advice. This isn't, well, I guess it is. It's not financial advice. So just do what makes you feel good. There we go. Giannis, this MVP moment. So that's for 1,400. Series 2, Donovan Mitchell, metallic gold. The Jazz are, right. Everybody's written a think piece about this. It's been on every single blog. Every single podcast. There's been an episode about like, are the Jazz for real? Or are we still disrespecting the Jazz? Donovan Mitchell's still super young and is clearly turned into an alpha scorer. So I think Donovan's somebody to consider. We're talking about teams that win a title. If the Jazz won a title, all of a sudden that really flips the narrative on dudes like Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. They go from like, oh, the nice story, small market team to like, holy shit, they won an NBA title. Let's see. Under 1,400, what a weird number. There's Devin Booker. Devin Booker Series 1, first moment on the site. Bang. I think that's what I'm doing. Just because I think his ceiling is so high. Michael Porter Jr., Western Conference Finals. This is pretty nice because it's a rare out of 1,000. The Bam. I think I own this moment, so I'll pump this one. Bam. Get Bam. Bull, so fresh. That's kind of a fun moment. Mikal Bridges, another dude. Dude, okay. Listen. Oh, no, that's metallic gold. Metallic gold. I was thinking that was the Series 1. I was like, how is he the same price as Booker? There's a lot of good options here, though. A lot of good stuff. Eric Pascal's rookie debut. He's going to be like a fun bench guy moving forward. I don't know. Ja Morant, Series 1 for 1,400. This is pretty nice. Chris Paul. I like this moment, too. Anything that's like Chris Paul handles is fun. That's so sick. That's so sick. I like that a lot. So, yeah, there's a lot of good options with 1,400. I think there's also a lot of good options in like the 600-700 range as well. So if you wanted to split that up into 2 buys, I think that's a good one. LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's pretty good. LeBron out of a lot of people saying LeBron. Malcolm Brogdon is so disrespected. Just the Pacers in general, right? I remember we were doing some giveaways early on, and I was like, oh, we're giving away Malcolm Brogdon. That's pretty nice. Like this moment is $12. Is one of the cheapest moments on the site. People hate Malcolm Brogdon. $7 for his 35,000, $12 out of 15,000. Even his Series 1, this is his first moment on the site. No, this is his first moment. Oh my God. His first moment on the site, sub $300. Former Rookie of the Year. I will say the Pacers have been underperforming this year, but now they get Karis LeVert back. Who knows? Maybe they go on a little bit of run. Can't get rid of Nikhil. Jimmy's really trying to get rid of Nikhil. OG says same with Dame. Yeah, Dame is another one. I feel like he's pretty underpriced for what his ceiling is. And he's also another one. Back to Patrick's question. Oh my God. Can you imagine the dude who's like, I refuse to leave Portland. I refuse to team up, gets a title, small market team. But his first moment on the site, where's that bad boy? Yeah, like his first moment on the site, 630 for Dame. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, right? How many times are you going to make the All-Star team? Dame is a great call, OG. I like that one. Trap Lord says, any reason why Capella out of 35K? I believe he's rumored to be in the Cool Cats challenge, or maybe it's the Mike Conley challenge, but I believe he's rumored to be in one of the challenges, so I think everyone's freaking out a little bit. No, come on, Trippy. Don't give me this all. A title is not going to help Aldridge at this point, or Blake for that matter, right? It's like who is it? Mitch Richmond, right? Did he grab a title at the end of his career when he was just like chilling on the bench? So I don't know. That one doesn't count. Ooh, yeah. DeRozan is another underrated dude he's like quietly having a really good year this year. I had to like take back some of my comments as I was being disparaging towards the old dudes on the Spurs. And it was really just LaMarcus I was pissed at. But yeah, his first moment on the site, sub 300. And do we think DeRozan moves to a different team? I don't, maybe not this year, but or maybe he's got one more year on his deal. Cameron Clark, what's going to happen when the stimulus checks drop? Hey, great question. I mean, do we think it's going straight into Top Shot, straight into there's your answer. There's a LeBron question in here. LeBron Series 2 moments or the LeBron Challenge? I guess it depends on how many people do we think complete the LeBron Challenge. Also, man, so embarrassing. Let me tell you this. Back when Top Shot back when I first got on Top Shot, when you can just buy $9 packs whenever the hell you wanted, I pulled 2 different LeBrons, and I had this mindset, which I still kind of have, that I was more interested in buying Series 1 than Series 2. So I sold one of these for $250 and one of them for $350. So egg on my face. But yeah, which one? I don't know which one is worth more, do we think? The Seeing Stars. Do we think more than 7,500 complete them? That's a lot. That's a lot of people completing it. Probably the Seeing Stars. Does it get like an extra added bonus for being a reward? Can't Stop Colin says, you think it's a good idea to invest in Cool Cats before the Master Challenge for LaMelo? So full transparency, as it comes to Cool Cats, I am currently going after it. So, let that color my opinion. I think it all depends on the Luka, right? So the Luka is currently going for, where you at, Luke's? Oh, shit, I want to check Cool Cat. Oh, Karl Anthony Towns back up to 190, but man, those people buying it at, am I scrolling past it? Where is Luka? I think it all depends. What is going on? There's no Luka Cool Cat oh wait, I have too many filters on. LOL. Come on, guys. I need your help there. Need your help there to call me out. All right, so we gotta look. Let's just search Luka. So it's back over 4K, but remember, this was up around 10K. It's hard to know where the LaMelo is going to land. So what we do know is the max, right? It says there's 3,464 potential Cool Cats. But what we learned from, I believe, a Plunge Father deep dive is that there's really only 3,100 or so unique collectors, which means some of those people have multiple Luka Cool Cats. So say we get 3,200 people max complete the LaMelo Challenge. So that means everybody has to do it. And now if we look at LaMelo, his out of 4,000 is at 2,800. Out of 2,021 is right now at 4,700. But you got to remember, these packs just came out. The challenge is happening right now. So does that go down a little bit? So if you got to buy a Luka for 4,000, you got to buy all the other Cool Cats. You got to continue. It feels expensive to get in right now. Would be curious to hear what the chat's thoughts are on this. Do we think it's going to be worth more than 5,000? So if you're spending, and what happens to all the Cool Cats moments after the challenges end? I imagine the Luka value goes down a little bit, right? Is it not? I think if you got Luka the first right at the beginning, it makes sense to continue firing at the Cool Cats challenge. And then if Luka goes back up as the challenge continues, you can, talk yourself into getting off it if you want. It is expensive to get in right now, even though it's much cheaper than it was, say, 3 weeks ago when that Luka was like 8K. I don't know. We got to figure out what the ceiling we think is for the LaMelo. How many people do we think complete it? I imagine if you have the Luka and the AD, I would say most of the people that have the Luka have the AD at this point. So you got to think, are we out of 3,000? Yeah, I don't know if it's above 5,000, especially because I'm assuming we get a LaMelo Legendary soon. So when that happens, what does that happen? I want a Popovich moment. We need a whole coaching pack, but only ejections, getting teed up. I only want to see teed up. Back to the DeRozan. Yeah, he's leaving after this year. All right, what else we got? Matt says team hold, but I sold all my 35K CC cards because I think the glut of pre-order packs are going to drive those cards' value to the floor. Yeah, I think we'll see when those packs come out. It'll be down. Chat, let me know. I still had the filter on. Some guys whose rookie year predates Top Shot, but that still have room to grow seem undervalued. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, Booker especially. Trae Young, people are just pissed at Trae Young this year, including his own teammates. I don't know if he's just hey, we need you to try a little bit on defense. That would be helpful. But I think we saw him make an all-star his first or his second year in the league, and everybody was like Trae to the moon. And then we're seeing him regress a little bit. But I do think, I mean, this is so underpriced. At $47 under 15,000, 100 at 7,500. I think, which one is his first moment? So this is his first moment for 775. That feels like it should be over 1,000, right? That feels like it should be over 1,000. Yeah, Trae Young is someone, and that's, I mean, that honestly, that's why I was so high on PJ Washington. Similarly, because the Series 1 rookies, I feel like, are getting overlooked a little bit. Like PJ Washington's getting all those badges, and somehow he's only like 310, and he's going to be on a better team moving forward. So RJ Barrett was in that category. I think all of those, are really undervalued. But yeah, Mitchell, Trae, Booker. I mean, like Luka's obviously caught up, but yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, so Wire, I think we're seeing all of the Series 2 and even Series 1 drop because people are like horny for these challenges. You know, I think everyone's moving off of their moments. I mean, like we were looking at with NDK, right? NDK, and I'm not saying this is a bad philosophy, but NDK was like, I think I want to move off a couple of moments so I can complete the challenge, because I think there's going to be a lot of value in those challenge rewards when you're talking about a KD, a LeBron, Edwards, Zion. So I think everyone's like, well, I don't want to move my Series 1. I don't even want to move my 7,500 Series 2. But my 15,000? All right, I'll part ways with that. So I think that's where we're seeing it. Ooh, OG Anunoby. That's a let's pull that up. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at any OG moments. We got a dunk, a three-pointer block. Let's see it. Oh, that is a big-time dunk. And that Series 1, that is a big-time dunk on Thad Young. I like OG. And that's only $290? That's not his first moment, though, right? Where's his first moment on the site? Or is that his... No. But yeah, I like OG. That is a sick block. So this is interesting, right? Because it's still going to get a rookie tag, right? But it's not his first moment. What's it at now? 47? I liked it more when it was in the 30 range. I feel like it still can go. I think it will still creep up. It depends how strong you think Halliburton is moving forward, which I'm really high on Halliburton. I like him a lot. I don't know, but I've said this the other day. I really don't have a strong understanding on the market yet. I think if you're thinking about buying 35,000 right now, I would wait till those pre-order packs come out. We're going to get like nearly 1 million moments just like flood the Top Shot marketplace. So I think I'm waiting. I'm waiting to buy anything. I think if you have it, you can hold it. If you're waiting to buy it, just wait till this weekend. I don't see it going much higher this weekend. So I'd hang on. Yeah, did everybody watch this yesterday? I think the most revealing part of this entire interview was that Mark Cuban has 2 Top Shot accounts. So that was fun. That was fun to watch the chat lose their goddamn mind. Let's see. How much are the pre-order packs? Well, so you should have already paid for them, right? They were $9 packs. You should have already paid for those pre-order packs. I think, right? We all paid for them. Alex says, I turned a 15K Zion into 100 into a 7K Zion last night, 7.5K Zion. Yeah, the Zion moments are dropping a little bit, right? Or at least the Series 2 ones are. I don't know about all of them. But yeah, this was up. The 15,000 one was up in the 600s not too long ago. And what's the 7,500 one at now? 375. Yeah, that's nice. Man, I love Zion. Even though he disappointed me last night. Could you Drunk Tree? You know what? I'm going to do this mainly because your name is Drunk Tree. I think that's a lot of fun. Drunk Tree is a lot of fun. Here we go. Jamal Murray. Listen, I'm very high on Jamal Murray. This is a rare Western Conference final, 183 out of 99. I like that. And the OG. I like the OG too. I know it's in the red right now, but that's just because that'll come back up. I love this. I love both of these moments. I'm not as high on OG as everybody else is, but I still like OG. He's young. But Jamal Murray, I love Jamal Murray. Good get, Drunk Tree. What am I buying this week? All right, let's look at the Rising Stars Challenge because we looked at Seeing Stars. Let's look at the Rising Stars. I want to see where these prices are at right now. So if you are tuning in early or first time, I got the Halliburton Rising Star. That's going to be included in the Zion, in the Zion challenge. And because that's going to be the most expensive in that challenge, I'm going to try to complete it. So 1736. So what I'm looking at is I'm paying attention to a lot of the Rising Stars that are in that challenge. So the Ja is expensive, but I do love Ja. So I think I might just bite the bullet and buy this one. And you see Denny Avdija. I got to look at that for 504. Campazzo for 560. So these are the ones that I've been keeping my eye on. Nickeil Alexander. I'm hoping, I don't know, they're probably going to keep going up. RJ Barrett, I need to snack. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at right now is the Rising Stars Challenge. So I'm trying to keep an eye on this to see where I'm going to go. The other thing I'm looking at is mostly Series 1. That's kind of where I have my eye at right now. I'm just trying to scoop Series 1s when they feel underpriced. Like Jason Tatum. I've been keeping an eye on all things Jason Tatum and all things Michael Porter. Those two guys have stood out quite a bit. I just think they have their ceiling is going to get higher and higher and higher this season too. Like this season, I think we're going to see this stuff. Also, you want to talk about somebody fun? Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. This is when he was on the Pistons. And if you don't know about Bruce Brown's now playing like power forward for the Nets. But because, Joe Harris, they stick at the 3-point line. Kyrie and Harden do their thing. And then Bruce Brown just cuts down the lane for easy layups. He was getting putbacks last night against the Celtics. This dude, he was like playing point and shooting guard for the Pistons. Now he's playing like the 4 for the Nets. So I think that's a fun, I'm not saying go nuts on Bruce Brown. Is that his only moment too? Yeah, that's his first moment on the site, 127. Future NBA champion, Bruce Brown. Back to Patrick's question. Will the title impact Bruce Brown's price? Yeah, so a lot of love for Drunk Tree's picks of the So Fresh and the So Fresh OG and the Jamal Murray. Jimmy Jam says, buy the Rising Stars now. The last 24 hours has been a free fall. Yeah, I know. Kevin says, what do you think about the Kevin Porter Jr.? So we talked about this morning when we first got on. So shout out for being here now. That also sounded sarcastic. I meant that genuinely, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. I was so wrong. I thought he was out of the league after that Cleveland debacle. And it's, with Houston going into the tank now, Kevin Porter's he's going to be the first dude off the bench. I'm assuming John Wall and Oladipo just will never play back-to-backs. Oladipo's probably getting traded. They played Porter Jr. as the point guard in the G League. So is he going to play like a little bit off ball, a little bit on ball? Yeah. I was wrong on Kevin Porter Jr. I like that. No. Top Shot Tip says they give billionaire free moments because he has reach. No, I totally get it. I don't care about them using that for advertisement. That makes sense. I just thought it was very funny that they've been like, hey, make sure you consolidate your accounts. And then Cuban was like, I know Roham's going to be mad, but I got 2 accounts, which I loved. Did you pick up any Blake ring chasing? Let's see. What did his price settle down at? 129. Remember when that was listed at like 400, I think, for a little bit. That's so funny. Listen, this is where you come for the Bruce Brown takes. Seriously, though, 127 for a Series 1 moment. He's fun. If you guys are watching the Nets, Bruce Brown is legit fun. The only reason I knew about Bruce Brown was because he was winning some DFS tournaments last year when he was with the Pistons. How much are all the Rising Stars for the Zion? So I did the math like 2 days ago when it was a little bit higher, and it was around like 5,800, I think. And so and this goes back to like when people decide to complete challenges, like I'm not in a place financially where I'm excited to like unload trucks of money to buy things. But when you get like for the Anthony Edwards, if you get the LaMelo, because the Anthony Edwards challenge is closer to 10K, maybe 11K. But when you When you get to LaMelo at 4,800, that's like half of the challenge. So you might as well figure out what to do to complete the rest of it. But with the Halliburton one, you got to get, it's probably going to be, I'm sorry, Zion. I keep saying Halliburton because that's the one I have. With that one being the most expensive, Ja's the only like big spend. And then you've got a lot in the 500 range. And I'm saying big spend because it's like 3 times as much as everything else. But 500 is still a big spend when you have to do it 6 times or whatever it is. So that's what it's going to go for. But I don't know. How many people do you think complete the Zion? Right? If it's out of 2,000, like how many people complete it? I don't know. Having a sub 1,000 Zion might be cool. I like that. Yeah, you might as well sell your car and complete the challenge. Yeah, the Wiseman's a big. So this is what sucks about the challenge for Edwards. I feel like I keep clearing the filter and then typing Rising Stars back. The Edwards one is frustrating because you've got LaMelo at 4,800 and then Michael Mulder. No, we're not talking about Michael Mulder. And then Wiseman's at 1,500. I will say though, the Wiseman was at 2K for a while. So that's come down. Yeah, that's going to be expensive. Wow. Hello, Lakeville. Born and raised in Taunton, now in Florida. Route 24, baby. This is why I got into the Top Shot content game, so we can shout out Lakeville, Massachusetts, my hometown. I have all 24 stars. Should I sell and do the Zion? It's a rare. Man, I don't know. If you did all the All-Stars already, just get those challenges, man. You're going to get a KD and a LeBron. LeBron is always so expensive, right? So just, I don't know. You get the LeBron. Patrick's the right guy to ask. He's got all the LeBron numbers. Oh, Dustin in the chat. Up early in the West Coast. We do need a Dwayne Bacon. Actually, we're going to do 2 updates right now. First and foremost, Dwayne Bacon. We need to see what Dwayne Bacon's at. $15 to the goddamn moon. $15 for Dwayne Bacon, official sponsor of Top Shot Takes. But then more importantly, Mike Muscala. Let's see how Mike Muscala is doing. $18. $18. What a giveaway. What a giveaway we did last week. Limited edition, Mike Muscala. Can't stop. Do you think the $100 to $500 cool cats from previous drops rise once the Master Challenge is live? I mean, technically the Master Challenge is live, right? So if you're completing these other challenges, like you're aware of it. I don't know. I think the first round of cool cats will continue to have value just because it's out of 5,000, where everything else is out of 10,000 and 15,000. But I think every time a new challenge starts in the cool cats, we'll see the prices go up, and then we'll see the prices tank. But long term, I don't know. I have no idea. My guess is no. I'm sharing this because your name is Boob. Dude, we don't know. I don't know when the pack drops are happening. I thought Cool Cats was happening this week. I'm sure we'll see some fun stuff this weekend. Beamer's got a question for the chat. Challenge-wise, are people holding full sets or simply finishing these to flip ASAP? I'm struggling to see the value a lot of the time. Yeah, I think it depends, right? Like the metallic gold challenge was kind of weird because it's Terry Rozier, and I don't know if I want to drop bags for Terry Rozier. But when it's someone like Anthony Edwards with that dunk over Yuta, or Zion who has this like sick block followed by an alley-oop dunk, or like the hollow challenge, which of course I didn't do because I'm not spending $150K, but it's Harden's first moment with the Nets. I think when you think about it like that, both the scarcity and the moment itself, that makes it, though, that brings the value. The Seeing Stars one, it's KD, who could be another 3-time NBA champ after this year, or LeBron, who just continues to just be worth a ton. I think when you think about it like that, they're definitely worth it. When we get in the Muscala challenge, baby, now we're talking. Michael Williams, I have the 2,500 Rising Star, how much, if any, do you think the serial boosted value? So I actually posed this question too. I'm not sure, right? I think there's some collectors out there who would be like, oh, wow, that's like a sub. Yeah, 2,500 Rising Stars. There's definitely some extra value in there for sure. But I think a lot of people, if you're trying to complete the challenge, you're just going lowest asks, right? I'd be interested what the chat thinks about that. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing in that moment? Steal. Dustin Steele steal. A lot of love for Dustin in the chat. We like that Dustin made it this early, right? Dan says there's a possibility of latecomer whales going for the Master Challenge. Yeah, but how many latecomer whales? Right? Because again, we know it's like max 3,200-ish LaMelos. That's max. That's if everybody does it. So, and if you've already completed, don't you think the whales are also just going to come in and buy the LaMelo versus buying into the whole challenge? I don't know. I could be wrong too. I totally could be wrong. How much do you think these first moment badges affect this series to 12K? Like, so you're talking like John Wall or a Gordon Hayward, where their first moment was 12,000 LE. Yeah. I mean, man, this was over 100 not too long ago. This feels like a steal. I think it will help when it's their first moment, and they're good players. I don't know how much it helps bad players, right? Like, I don't know, like, is Muscala's price going way up because it's like, well, it is Mike Muscala's first moment and I need to have it. I doubt it. But a John Wall or a Gordon Hayward, I do think that helps. So usually they won't announce that challenge simultaneously since it's part of the same set. So I'm assuming once that ends, once the Durant ends, the next one will start. See? Wait, no, is that true? Or are you talking about his cool cat moment, Dustin? You talking about his cool cat? Because I was like, I don't think LaMelo wasn't on the team for his first moment. But hey, we do like, yeah, there it is. Boom, sorry. Richie Rich asked if we've been able to gift our giveaways yet. No, not yet. But we got a list. We got a run and doc. 2038, NDK. 2038. We like that. Top should make y'all own a set. Wait, Top Shot Take should make y'all own set giveaway, collect X. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, this is what I was thinking about the LaMelo too. Joey, there is. I don't know where it is. I know someone made this, so if someone in the chat knows, I know someone made something like this. So I know they said no at first. I know we're getting a hardcore app. They said no at first, but I'm assuming at some point we get it. And I believe we talked about this a little bit yesterday too. I think Patrick actually was the one that answered it, that there's only 11 moments listed, or there's only 11 teammates on the LeBron one. So we do think AD is going to be a part of that. And so those moments haven't come out yet. So I wonder if we see those in the pre-order packs. I forget which moments they are. It's like a Bam out of bio. There's a few of them, but they haven't come out yet. All right, cool. I'll do questions for like 5 or 6 more minutes. And just a reminder, we're going to come back. We're going to come back tonight at 9:30 with the whole gang. So come hang out. Please, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please just like the stream. I'm actually going to check. I just want to see. I want to see because we got a bunch of people watching, and I need to see what those likes are. You know what I'm saying? All right, we get up to 45, but there's 120 people watching, which means more than half of you are like, screw this, I'm not doing it. So just, smash the like before you bounce today. But yeah, we'll be back tonight at 9:30 with the whole gang. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do some giveaways, all the fun stuff. And I know your team hold, and so am I, but have you tried withdrawing? And if so, how was your experience? So I do have the ability to withdraw right now, but I haven't withdrawn yet. But I've heard from other people that in less than a week it hit their account. So it sounds like it's pretty seamless. Bosch, let's pull up the Bosch run it back, man. I love Chris Bosch. I hope he makes the Hall of Fame only because I just love that dude. He's so fun. The first stretch 5, am I right? Yeah, I think that would get a little boost if you get a Hall of Fame. Marks, so they haven't. It's supposed to happen soon. I was hoping it was going to happen Wednesday when we had it all down, when the site was down for like 10 hours. I was hoping. Mike Knight, I'm not sure how many users there are now. If anyone else knows that. I know that question's come up a couple times. Any rare Series 1s you are targeting? So for a while, I'll show you. I scooped a couple of the Eastern Conference Finals. I scooped up, this was a while ago. I picked up a Bam. I picked up a Jaylen Brown and the Kemba Walker. So I really liked those, especially because I know it says it's out of 9.99, but they also announced that they burned like 60% of them because they didn't come out in packs, and they were just like, we're not going to re-release them or something like that. So even though it's out of 9.99, it feels like it's really out of 500. So I really liked those. And then I also really like the metallic gold LE series 1. So I always just have my eye on these. And I don't know. I really like that Devin Booker. I really want more Devin Booker. Maybe just drop like 54K. Actually, let's talk about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball quietly turning into a really good basketball player. He can run point, but he's also playing a lot of off ball. 235 for his first, and Dustin should get credit for calling this out. So I feel bad if this drives the price up, Dustin. But 235 for his first moment on the site. I'm not saying he's going to be like MVP caliber, but if he stays with the Pelicans, I think it's good news because he's going to be paired up with Zion, and those two are just going to make magic for a little while. But there's also a chance, because the Pelicans are weird, they might just move him. And if he gets moved to a contender, I think we're going to see him playing, again, point, but also like he's shooting like 40% from 3. So I think Lonzo's a little underrated. Good question. Cameron says, how do you know when you can withdraw? I just saw it. And if you go to Dapper, I just saw it in Dapper. It was like I had the ability to withdraw. NDK, thanks for hanging, dude. All right. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I see. Where are you seeing that rumor perk? I don't think that's true. I actually don't think you're going to need the KD for that challenge. So this could be another L for me, but I'm pretty sure the moments you need for the KD are separate for the moments. It's like a separate challenge, not a master challenge. Supposedly. Yeah, you're really trying to get off that Nikhil, huh? Hit me up. We'll do a little trade action, Jimmy Jam. Oh, dude, Anfax, we love that. Thank you for the love. Ramon, there are Series 1 MGLEs where Top Shot's own account owns 1/3 of the minted count. Wonder if they burn those. Yeah, I know that's true for Kawhi, right? Don't they own like a shit ton of the Kawhi Leonards? Oh, boy. Big ball. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable giving advice on that. I'm sorry I'm even sharing this comment. This video, I'm sorry I scared it. Dominic, that's not what I said. That is not what I said. Don't. Yeah, I would trust Arthur from Dapper more than me, for sure. All right, dudes. I think we're gonna wrap it. I think we're gonna wrap it here. Again, we're gonna be back at 9:30 Eastern tonight or later. I think it's gonna be 9:30 Eastern, but we'll share it. Follow us at Top Shot Takes. You can follow me at Mike Zakarian. Follow Mark Cuban. I don't know, but we appreciate you guys coming in every day. The numbers for this have been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. Now that basketball's back, the show will be more like it was today, where we spend half of it kind of going through last night's action and seeing how it's going to impact the market. So like when we come back next week, I'll be excited to look at Devin Booker. I'll be excited to look at some of the other dudes we talked about today. Who else did we talk about? Chris Boucher, Kevin Porter Jr., the Thunder. Hopefully not LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm going to start banning people for talking about MMA in the chat. But we'll be back for this show specifically. It's Monday through Friday, but we'll have 2 live streams this weekend. We'll do one tonight and then one Sunday. Hopefully we all get our pre-order packs this weekend, and then we're going to do the pack opening party. So thanks again. Smokey the Bear. How dare you? How dare you? But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you in the